Alright, so this is misconceptions and fencing. There's quite a few in in America. One of the biggest ones is that you have to be rich to fence, and this is not true. Yeah, you don't have to be Donald Trump to fence. All you need is some good guidance and some friends, or just type into Google where's the best place to get some fencing gear. I suggest going to Google, typing in Blue Gauntlet, and there we will find a local shop in New Jersey, quick shipping there. It's called Blue Gauntlet, and you'll find some gear there. There's bags for the 3 types of blades. The 3 types of blades are the foil, the epee, and the sabre, and each 3 has its own rules, and it's kind of like 3 different types of games within fencing. So right here we're looking at a foil package, and it's a little over $100. That's not too bad. You know, you pay over $100 for 2 video games nowadays, so fencing really isn't that expensive if you think about it. And the material here is very nice, very well crafted. Right there is a foil with a French grip. That's the best grip to start out with. You get a vest, a glove, and a mask, and a bag to carry it all in. And what you just need is a measuring tape to measure your chest, to measure your head, and then your hand, and just follow the directions along there. You have to subtract a little bit from your measurements, but there's another example of how fencing is seen in America by movies. But now we're just gonna move on to a short history of fencing. Fencing as we see today comes from the 15th century, when the Spanish started taking it seriously and started sporting and writing manuals. Later the Germans, Italians, and French tagged along and innovated new styles of blades. And the blade you see here is called rapier, and later on it became what you see now is the sabre, which, like I said before, is one of the games in fencing. And one of the things about it becoming a sport was making it accessible to the nobles, and it kept them alive by adding rules. This is a foil, and this is more of a beginner blade, and introduced the right of way, which is priority, so the person who extends their arm has the right of way to score a point. And this, pretty much made fencing a sport, because more noblemen were dying from duels than in war. So fencing basically became a sport from, eventually people figuring out that, fencing and jousting, just leads to death, and masks and tips and protective vests lead to less death. Who would have thought, right? So right here is an example of fencing without protective gear. So the 2 combatants here are using skills in all 3 forms of fencing. In foil, which is particularly stabbing, and epee and sabre is about flicking and slashing, as well as stabbing, but there's more emphasis on the slashing, which you'll see right here. So fencing really is a game of endurance. Most bouts don't last more than 10 or 20 seconds, a point is scored right away. So the sport is very much about knowing when to conserve energy and when to attack. It's much more of a mind game than anything else. And I love this scene because it really shows you know, how hurt they're getting, which is kind of uncommon in displays of swordplay in movies. You usually see perfect form, but this is not so. Great fencers get tagged in 10 seconds every time they go into a competition. Hey, I hope this video helped you understand fencing more, a little bit of the history and the sport.